You ever look at some of the world's most successful companies and just wonder, how do they do it? It's like they're playing a totally different game than everyone else. Well, it's not magic. Turns out, they're using a hidden playbook, a kind of secret operating system for making all the right moves. And today, we're going to open that playbook. It's called industrial economics. So let's start with a bit of a head-scratcher. Think about two companies, Walmart, the king of low prices, and Apple, the giant of premium high-end gadgets. They're complete opposites, right? Yet they both absolutely dominate their markets. How on earth is that possible? Well, the answer lies in this powerful field. See, industrial economics isn't just some boring textbook theory. It's the practical bridge that connects all the technical stuff, the engineering, the design, with the reality of business. It's how these giants, and really any company, figure out their path to success. And the best part? You don't need an MBA to get it. All you need is a really simple framework that gets right to the heart of how any company's strategy actually works. It really all boils down to answering three, and only three, fundamental questions. First up, where are you going to play? Second, how are you going to win? And third, the big one, does it actually pay off? So let's jump in with that first one. All right, question number one, where to play? I mean, think about it. Before you can even dream up a strategy for winning, you've got to understand the arena you're about to step into. You need to know the rules of the game. So in the world of economics, they have a term for this, market structure. And it's a super simple but absolutely crucial idea. Are you in a field crowded with tons of competitors? Or maybe it's more of an exclusive club with just a few big players? Or hey, maybe you're the only game in town. The answer to that question changes literally everything. And this table here, it lays out the playing field perfectly. You've got perfect competition. Think of something like farming, with tons of small players and similar products. Then you have a monopoly, like your local water company, where there's only one. But you know, most of the big industries we see today are oligopolies. Think airlines, or smartphones, or streaming services. Just a handful of major players battling it out for the top spot.
Okay, so once you know the kind of market you're in, you've got to make your move. You need to decide on your game plan. How are you actually going to beat the competition?
The famous strategist Michael Porter, he pretty much boiled this whole thing down to two fundamental choices. Because here's the thing, you can't be everything to everyone. You have to pick a path.
And this right here, this is the big fork in the road. Path number one is cost leadership. This is all about winning by being the most efficient, lowest cost producer out there. You build a fortress of efficiency that's just really hard for anyone to attack. Path number two is differentiation. This is about winning by being unique, by offering something so special, so cool, that your customers are more than happy to pay extra for it.
And when you think cost leadership, you gotta think Walmart, right? They are the poster child. Their entire business is this incredible, finely tuned machine designed for just one thing: drive down costs through sheer size and a ridiculously efficient supply chain. That's how they can promise the lowest prices. And then, on the complete other end of the spectrum, you have Apple. They don't even try to compete on price. No way! They compete on being different. They pour billions into design, into their software, into their brand, creating products that people will line up around the block to pay a premium for. And hey, that brings us right back to our opening puzzle.
So you know your market, you've chosen your strategy, but hold on, there's one last absolutely critical question. Does the math actually work? Because a brilliant strategy is just a nice idea if it doesn't lead to profit. This isn't just about getting rich, it's about survival.
This is where the rubber meets the road, and one of the single most important numbers for any business, big or small, is its break-even point. That's the magic moment. It's the point where you've sold just enough to cover all your costs. It is the starting line for actually making money.
And you know what? The calculation is surprisingly simple. First, you figure out your contribution margin. That's just the profit you make on each individual thing you sell. Then, you take your total fixed costs, the stuff you have to pay no matter what, like rent and salaries, and you divide that by your margin. And bam, the number you get is the exact number of units you have to sell to cover your bills.
So let's just imagine a company has, say, 40,000 euros in fixed costs, and they make a 20 euro profit on each product. Well, they need to sell exactly 2,000 units just to break even, not 1,999. That's still a loss. But at 2,001 units, they're finally in the black. That number, 2,000, becomes their North Star.
All right,
Enough with the theory. Let's put this all together and see how this playbook actually works in the real world. This is where it gets really interesting. Okay, so a lot of companies use a tool called an ERP system. Don't worry about the name. Just think of it like a central digital brain for the entire business. It connects everything, finance, projects, supplies, all to make the whole operation run smoother and more efficiently. It's a tool for executing a strategy.
So here's the story. There was this engineering firm, and they had a big problem. All their important data was stuck in different places, which made making decisions painfully slow. Their solution? They invested in an ERP system to bring it all together. Now, this is a classic cost leadership move, not by lowering prices, but by making their internal operations way more efficient. And the impact was huge: faster decisions and much smarter use of their people and money.
But, and this is a big but, it's never that simple, is it? Implementing something like an ERP is a massive investment. It costs a ton of money up front. You often get pushback from employees who are used to the old way. And if the whole project fails, well, all that money is a sunk cost. It's just gone forever. Every big strategic decision comes with big risks.
So after all that, what's the big takeaway? Well, you now have a new lens. It's kind of like having business X-ray vision, letting you see the hidden strategic bones of any company you look at.
I love this analogy from our source material. It just nails it. Think of it like this. Engineering and technical skills, they build a car. But industrial economics, that gives you the map of the market, the fuel gauges to see if you're going to make it financially, and, most importantly, the ultimate destination, a profitable, sustainable business.
So I'm going to leave you with a little challenge. The next time you walk into any business, your local coffee shop, the company that made your phone, any of them, ask yourself those 3 questions. Where are they playing? How are they trying to win? And does it look like it's paying off? Because now you have the playbook to figure it out.